شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتوي پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا
Good evening. Today is Friday, January 17, 2025. I'm Suleiman Talash and you're watching RTA News. Let's dive into today's news updates. A meeting was held under the chairmanship of Sheikh Nur Muhammad Saqib, the Minister of Hajj and Religious Affairs, regarding the start of Quran translation and memorization courses in the country's major military centers. The ministry said that in this meeting, Mr. Saqib instructed and recommended the participants the selection of places and religious scholars for teaching. According to the ministry, this Quran translation and memorization course will begin on the 1st of the month of Shaban and will continue until the 25th of Ramadan. Maulavi Hafiz Muhammad Hamid Hasib, Deputy Minister of Finance and Administration of the Ministry of Higher Education, met with officials of Helmand University. During the visit, the Deputy Minister of Higher Education, in addition to providing necessary recommendations to the relevant officials, praised the completion of some projects and the efforts of local officials. During the meeting, he also listened closely to the suggestions of the university officials and assured them of their solutions. The Minister of Energy and Water says that the work has begun on 8 major dams to control water this solar year, including the Tora Dam in Zabul and the Shah and Aros Dam in Kabul province, and the Kamal Khan Dam will be completed and will be fully operational in the near future. The spokesperson for the ministry also added that 117 of the 140 dams that the ministry has started work on have been completed. We have more in this report.
Afghanistan has abundant rivers and abundant water resources, but previous governments have not taken any serious steps to control or manage them. The Ministry of Energy and Water says that after the Islamic Mullah took power, work has begun on 8 major dams in the country, including the Shah and Aros and Kamal Khan dams, and work is underway on other dams.
The Kamal Khan Dam project has also been completed and will be put into operation soon. Similarly, the Pashto Dam project in Herat province has been completed by 90%. Hopefully, the remaining works of this project will also be completed during the current year.
The spokesperson for the Ministry of Energy and Water says that in addition to work on major dams, work is also underway on 140 dams across the country, of which 117 dams have been completed in different provinces.
140 check dams worth 400 million Afghanis were planned. Unfortunately, 117 check dams have been completed and put into operation so far.
Meanwhile, some experts believe that water management can make the country self-sufficient in the energy production.
If these waters are managed and dams are built, on the one hand, we can produce energy, and on the other hand, this is a basic resource for energy production. Since Afghanistan is an agricultural and livestock country, we can improve our agriculture sector by managing water.
On the other hand, a number of citizens have expressed their satisfaction with the implementation of large and small projects by Islamic Emirate and have called for the implementation of major projects.
Our request from the Islamic Emirate is to pay more attention to the growth of youth work, and the implementation and increase of such projects.
This is why the Ministry of Energy and Water says that in addition to these 8 large dams, work on 4 other dams will also commence next year.
OCHA, the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, said that Italy has contributed 4.5 million euros to the Afghan Humanitarian Response Fund. OCHA wrote on its X page that the aid will be distributed to the most vulnerable Afghans. The Ministry of Refugees and Repatriation says that 16 Afghans have been released from Pakistani prisons and returned to the country. According to the ministry, these Afghans had been detained for 2 to 6 days due to the lack of legal documents. The Ministry of Information and Culture says that it intends to electricize the tourism industry using modern technology to facilitate domestic and foreign tourists. Khubayb Ghufran, the spokesperson for the ministry, said that the Islamic Emirate has taken effective steps in this regard, which has given the economic value of the tourism industry. Let's see more in this report.
With the rule of Islamic Emirate, the tourism industry in the country has grown well. Khubayb Ghufran, the spokesman for the Ministry of Information and Culture, said that the nationwide security situation had a significant impact on the tourism industry, and a large number of foreign tourists visited different parts of Afghanistan every year.
With the rule of the Islamic Emirate for the second time, Alhamdulillah, good stability has been achieved. It has had a very positive impact on the tourism industry in the country. Alhamdulillah, we are witnessing an increase in tourism in the country every year.
The ministry's spokesman also adds that the ministry intends to create more facilities for domestic and foreign tourists and provide services with accepted standards to use the latest technology in the electronic tourism industry.
Our efforts are to make the tourism industry electronic in the near future, using modern technology and advanced equipment, and we will consider more services and facilities for tourism.
However, the head of the research and development of the ministry says that a survey team has traveled to different provinces of the country to identify tourist sites and attractions.
Our teams have gone to 6 or 7 provinces, including Herat, Helmand, Kandahar, Nuristan, Kunar, and other provinces, to restore the destroyed places of the country for tourists and work on so that tourists can visit these places in the future.
Officials of the Ministry of Information and Culture say that the Islamic Emirate is committed to the development of tourism industry in the country and considers it effective in the country's economic growth. The construction of 4 modern hotels in Paktia, Kapisa, War, and Reston provinces, vocational and specialized training in the hotel sector, and construction and repair of roads are said to be the plans of the Islamic Emirate for a better growth of this industry.
24 individuals have been arrested in connection with the sale, transportation, and use of drugs from different provinces of the country. The Deputy Minister for Counter-Narcotics of the Ministry of Interior Affairs said that the suspects were arrested by the anti-narcotics police from Nangarhar, Daikundi, Kapisa, Khost, Parwan, Paktia, and Panjshir provinces. According to officials, some drugs were also recovered from the detainees. 51 police officers graduated from the Kabul Police Training Center after 3 months of military training. According to officials, the officers had received professional training in the departments of unexploded ordnance disposal and graduated with certificates during a ceremony. During their speeches, the officials made them aware of their responsibilities and emphasized honesty and responsibility in their duties. And the final one is that Mullah Turjan Ahmadi, the Deputy Governor of Nimroz Province, held a meeting with the Imams of the province at the Governor's office to discuss the prevention of human trafficking. In this meeting, the Deputy Governor informed the Imams about the decree of the Islamic Emirates leader and the decision of the local administration on the prevention of human trafficking, added that religious scholars should play a positive role in implementing this decree. Mr. Ahmadi asked the Imams to raise public awareness among the people through the pulpit and to inform the youth about the harms of human trafficking. The Imams of Nimroz province assured that they will do their best to raise public awareness about the harms of human trafficking to the people and its negative impact on society. And that's all for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful night.